Here's who you end up keeping. You end up keeping an audience that makes you think you're right, but that's not always the case. You keep an audience that, of course, hates rich people. Rich people are bad people, and they're probably not making a lot of money, and they come to Sam to save them. Hey, let's trash and bash rich people because this is what we got to do. Yes, Sam, let's go after the rich people. But in reality...
Are you talking about me? Because we just had our biggest month. No, and when people on
you had
my
the biggest one because of Jubilee. You were on Jubilee and you were on that show.
We've been going back up.
No, you were on Jubilee and Jubilee gave you a lot of eyeballs. So Jubilee brought a lot of traffic to you.
A lot of people agreed. A lot of, I mean, I mean, a lot of people agreed.
Did more agree or disagree?
I would say a lot more agreed.
Well, you would say that because you're in it.
Well,
so for
I mean, you want me to do metrics? We had our biggest subscription.
I believe you because Jubilee helped you.
Okay. But my point is that
credit to you. You should say thank you to Jubilee. That's a
thank
very
you, Jubilee.
Yeah.
I would also add that, like, I think there are definitely people who watch my show and then over a period of time are going, I disagree with Sam, and proudly, those people move to the left of where I'm at.
You think people move to the left
of you?
100%.
Sam, do you realize?
100%.
Do you realize how to make a statement? And I love that you said it.
Oh, it's true.
I love that you said it. So you think people who age and live longer, they go further to the left than to the right? You think as people mature in life...
Am I the oldest person on this?
No, you're not. But
I'm pretty close, I bet.
No, you're pretty far. It's just the other guy looks very young. But you
How old are you?
He's 62.
You got me by 3 years.
Yeah, so you're not. So
you're 59, dude.
Yeah,
good for you.
But do you think as people age, they become more conservative or more liberal, more leftist?
I think it changes with generations. But
no, that's not the case. There is a evident more of one or the other. Do you think, like it's asking a question, do you think as we age, do our bones get stronger or weaker? They get weaker. Mm-hmm. As we age, do we become more leaning? Okay, this is a chart. Perfect. Thank you for that. Pew Research. As we age, we become more conservative. But to you, the more you age, the more you become progressive and leftist. See, that's the part where Americans, as they age and go through, you may have a very young audience that finds you.
I think if you look at this chart, and first of all, you'll also notice that like the dynamic shifts, right? If what you were saying was true, 70 to 79 would be greater Republican favor than 60 to 69. I don't know what to tell you.
So funny.
But
so
I will also tell you.
Realize what your shtick is. I'm getting your shtick.
I'm looking at the numbers you put up on this graph.
18 to 24 is 34. Then it goes to 32. Oh my God! You know they became more liberal because they went to college and they screwed up their brains.
Wait.
And then they go to 42, 47, 50, 50. Oh, they dropped to 51 and they go to 58. Nope, they're becoming more liberals at 70 to 79. Do you know why 70 to 79 become more liberal? Do you know why 70 to 79 becomes more liberal? Do you know why 70 to 79 becomes more liberal?
Yes, because they're getting Social Security.
Exactly. So they got to protect it. So they're like, hey, man, at least, I agree. But still at 80 plus, they're more conservative.
But
you know why 80 plus, they're more conservative?
I will also suggest to you that it has to do with the years that you grow up in.
It's the same thing I said to you last time.
People 50 to 59 grew up in a Reagan era, in a Thatcher era. And as in the wake of that, you can see that people are more progressive, increasingly.
Why did Charlie Kirk blow up so much the last 4 years? Specifically 18 months. Why did he blow up on TikTok out of all the places?
Did you see?
How do you blow up on TikTok? Do you know he was the most viewed Jubilee out of all of them?
Yep. Did you see that?
I think so. Can you see how many views Charlie Kirk got on Jubilee?
But that's
inconvenient.
This is just absolute.
Why do you think Charlie Kirk blew up though?
I have theories.
I want to hear it.
How did he start? How did Charlie Kirk start?
I don't care how he started. I'm asking how he's finishing. How did he blow up so much in the last 18 months?
Going to colleges, speaking in front of colleges? What do you mean?
Yeah, how did TPUSA get started?
Tell us. Let's see what angle
you're going to.
My assumption
is he was going to college talking to students.
I actually want to hear what he says because I'm watching these two times.
He got paid by a billionaire to start that organization.
Got it. So
it's just the truth.
So there is no
what's
conviction.
Wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
So there's no conviction on what Charlie does.
No, I'm sure there's conviction in what Charlie does.
Why did Charlie do so in the last 18 months?
I mean...
Why do you think? A 20-year-old guy, why is he blowing up the way that he has? Why is this?
Well, he's not 20. He's in his...
28 years old, 29, 30 years old.
He's 30 now, but he started when he was 20.
Yeah, the last 2 years he was in his 20s. Why has he blown up so much?
I mean, I think there's a lot of money circulating
the
on
money.
the right.
But he started when he was 18.
Forget the money.
He was 2012.
Sam,
to go to college.
To blame it on the money. What about his voice, his reason, his rationale?
for Breitbart.
He's compelling.
By the way. So here's a question. So you think if you got the same money Charlie got, you would have the same views?
Yeah, I think, I saw Milo Yiannopoulos on Tim Pool about a month or two ago talking about how the Daily Wire got so big. And he said, this is Milo Yiannopoulos. Well, he said,
Charlie's different than Daily Wire.
100%.
Right.
He said, in the right-wing content era, he said, we buy bots, we buy views, we buy. I mean, I knew. I'm telling you what Milo Yiannopoulos said.
Go ahead.
This is what he said.
This is
Pull
fantastic.
It up. And he said,
"This is fantastic.
We fake it till we make it."
Oh my!
And that's why he's non-existent anymore.
Sam,
he used to be a big voice. Now you don't hear nothing.
Sam,
about
respectfully, there's something called giving credit where credit is due. Regardless of where Charlie got his money. Hold on.
I don't care. It's great. I'll give him credit. Charlie Kirk has made a lot of money.
But that's not where the credit is due.
What do you want me to say?
And I don't even know how much money he's made. The point is he's motivated a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's where the credit should be done. He's changed the hearts and minds of people
He helped Trump
on
win.
campuses. He would arguably be the number one reason that Trump flipped Arizona.
Yeah.
To not give someone credit for the good work they've done and blame it on a billionaire.
Money flipped Arizona. You look at TPUSA played heavily in the Kari Lake race.
So
huge, and the biggest, the widest loss they had was people under the age of 30.
Okay. So you don't want to give Charlie any credit. You blame him. So
no, I don't care.
But Sam, hold on.
Give him all the credit in the world.
Before being a nihilist,
I'll give him a trophy.
Sam, you've had. Let me just ask this question.
What does he want? He can take the.
Sam,
I don't think Charlie wants.
We're right
I
here,
don't think
buddy.
Charlie needs anything.
Yeah, Sam.
Well, I don't
Charlie
understand
won
what
on
this conversation.
TikTok.
So
Sam,
a billionaire
just
gives Charlie money and he automatically wins. Okay, I got a question for you. Explain how Mark Benioff puts money into Time magazine and it goes down.
I don't know who Mark Benioff is. And I haven't
Salesforce.
read Time magazine and
Well, you should get around
decades.
more. It's unfortunate. Come out of the echo chamber. Mark Benioff is one of the most successful entrepreneurs of all time who used his money after his business success, and he went and he buys Time magazine because he wants to push liberal views and values, and the thing craters.
He would love
well,
you.
then
That-
me
but wait,
not
he's a
reading
billionaire.
Time
It should
magazine
work.
You should hit him up
would
for
be
money.
getting out of my
Hit him up for money.
my bubble, right?
Yeah, but you know what it is?
That's true.
Sam,
I gotta give you
I
credit for
like
that.
to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I truly do. And I try to look at the only one you can succeed in business and in life and in sales, like you're developing other people, is you have to always look at the best of everybody. You don't have a choice. As a parent, you have to always look at the best of your kids. You don't have a choice for them to do their best, right? And I
try
truly
and do
want to
that
look
with
at
my
you
kids.
and look at it from the part of the best to say capable, great communicator, temperament is solid. You go through it. I want to see all the good with you. But the part where you sit there and you realize some policies don't work, the
What
young
policies
Turks,
don't work?
Go to
Name a policy that I support that doesn't work.
What do you think about
90% tax rates. I would start there.
Yeah.
Like I say, when we had those in this country, everybody can look this up. We had what was known as the Great Compression. It was the greatest
The market-
expansion
the market-
of our economy and the lowest wealth
do you think about-
disparity
no.
we had in the history of this country. I don't know how you would define it anything other than a success.
Let me ask you a question. Let's stay right here on this 90% tax rate. 90%. So
Top marginal.
Okay, I'm with you. So you get to keep 10%.
No. 10%
Top
of every
margin, of
dollar
course.
after $4 million.
Okay. No, well, here we go. I'm going to ask you a question. Like, stay with me for a second.
Okay.
You just said you had a great month, great quarter, right? Like you.
Jubilee was a big help.
whatever it was,
Jubilee's
Jubilee-
his billionaires.
Sure.
Like, you know what billionaires are
Mark
to Charlie?
Benioff
How much
did too.
Jubilee's his
additional
billionaire.
profit revenue did you make in the last quarter because you've went viral so many times? How much?
I mean, I don't know, but I would guess it's somewhere around tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. So not millions, tens of thousands.
No.
Okay, so what are you going to do with that extra 30 grand, 100 grand? What are you going to do with it?
We're going to hire another person.
Oh, so you're going to expand.
Well, I don't know if we're going to expand, but I'm gonna probably. I mean,
You're going to invest.
Well, I may invest in some of it.
You're not just going to bury it in the sand. You're going to use it.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Here's the problem.
So, no, we gotta understand. This is the company. These are pre-tax dollars. When I say 90 cents on every dollar, I'm talking individual tax. So
these ideas
this
are-
is
Yeah.
not
These are
about
ideas
corporate
have-
tax.
Okay.
It wouldn't impact anything you're saying about the business. But go ahead.
But we're talking about taxes in general. Let's
no.
not do inside baseball
There's a
here.
difference between personal taxes and corporate taxes.
Well, if you have an S corp, it flows through to the individual, so it's the same thing. How are you registered with the
it's
with
an
the
S corp,
IRS?
but
Oh,
it's
so it
pre-tax
flows through to
dollars.
you.
It's pre-tax dollars.
It's literally what it does. It's the same as individual, but respect to you. But you
See, we don't
can't
have a problem
take-
with you making money and getting
I
rich.
want you to
We'll
know.
be okay with that.
Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. It was only tens of thousands of dollars. I wish it was millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I wish the best for you. But here's the problem: why you can't tax your way to making everybody wealthy.
No. I'm not taxing my way to making everybody wealthy. I am taxing understand the 90% tax rate
Yes.
on every dollar after 4 million is to deal with wealth disparity in this country, because I believe the more you concentrate wealth, the more you concentrate political power.
Why 4 million?
And I believe in democracy.
Why 4 million?
Just because that's what we had for 15, 20 years in this country. I mean, it was 470,000 in 1940.
Why not do that like
No.
$300,000?
I'm just because I'm a student of history and I really appreciate Ronald Reagan. Do you know the Reagan story of why he ended up running for governor and for president? Do you know the whole tax story? Let me give it to you real
I know
quick.
the story of GE sending him around to fight against Medicare.
Okay, but that's not the story we're talking about. The tax story that Ronald Reagan basically was like, holy crap, because everything with taxes has to do with incentives and motivation. So the story with Reagan was the following. The top marginal tax rate back in the 40s and 50s, when Ronald Reagan, before he became a governor, he was a famous what? Actor. There we go. We're on the same page. Was $200,000. And the equivalent of $200,000 today is $2.5 million. So at $200,000, the top marginal tax rate was your favorite number?
90%.
90%. We're going somewhere. So do you know his famous quote? I'll do 2 movies a year. I get paid $100,000 per movie. Tell me why I should go make a 3rd movie. Because if you're going to tax me at 90%,
And you know what?
he shouldn't.
If you've seen his
exactly.
movies, we didn't miss much.
No, don't go there, guy. Don't go there, guy.
I don't know what to tell you.
Talk numbers.
If you don't want to, if you don't want to make a movie, don't make it.
Stop it. The reason he wouldn't make the
your
movie
I'm
is because he
getting
would
Sam's
only
shtick.
keep 10%. He said famously,
Yeah.
I can make freaking Gone with the Wind. I wouldn't keep any of the money. It has to do with, you said shtick, carrots and sticks. If you don't incentivize people, if you don't incentivize entrepreneurs, why will they work harder?
Okay.
Why will they invest?
So
you
all
just
right,
had a great incentive.
okay.
You killed
Okay.
it. You made tens
All right,
of thousands of dollars.
I'm going to take your metaphor.
Do
I'm gonna take
something
your
with that
metaphor.
money.
So what happens when Ronald Reagan gets to that threshold of the wealthiest of the wealthy in the country? Because that's what it takes, right? To be making $4 million a year, that
But
puts
no.
you.
You're making up $4 million like a floozy.
Okay, 2.5.
It's 200,000. Yeah, let's use actual
2.5.
math. That's what the correlation is.
In today's.
Yes.
So if you're making $2.5 million a year, that places you in the top 1 or 2%, I would imagine, maybe even smaller.
It's less.
0.5%.
Yeah, top 1% is about $600,000, $500,000.
Okay. So you're in the top 0.5%
Sure.
of the
Just
country.
like you're in the top 1% of
Right,
a podcaster.
right.
You're doing great.
top 0.5%. What happens when Ronald Reagan decides I'm only going to make 2 movies a year is you get an opportunity to be that actor. And then somebody else gets the opportunity to make that money.
So
And
shittier
then-
actors get more opportunities. It sounds like DEI.
No, it's not. Believe me, I've been out in LA. The best actors don't necessarily get every role. And so it gives an opportunity to spread the wealth. And
it's
that's
about
exactly what I'm
centralized subjective fairness on the altar of greed and jealousy. That's what it is. Because it's not fair that all of these people worked their ass off and did and achieved something. We have to stop them and go get someone else who maybe isn't working hard. Because it's so unfair.
Are you telling me that
they
there
got
aren't
something.
enough hardworking actors who get
No,
to...
no,
We
stop
only
changing
have
it.
the
That's
exact-
your shtick.
That's
That's
what
your
your
shtick,
shtick is.
dude. No,
but
it's
Sam, Sam, what you're
Sam.
saying
I
I'm
will
asking
also
you a
add-
question
let me
here
stay
because
with your
it's about
example.
greed
Hold
and
on.
jealousy,
Tom,
isn't it?
let me tell
so
you-
the greed that you attack is the greed that you have. You're sitting there. These people must have been greedy. They got all this money and everything, and you're envious and you're greedy for their money. So we're going to take it from them. It should be 90%. They'll keep making. Oh, but that's good because now we've stopped them from
I
making
think it's
good
pretty
movies.
obvious to everybody how jealous I am of all of you.
No, it's not. Not
no,
everyone.
no, no.
But yes,
Talking
please,
about-
please go ahead.
About incentives. That
Yes.
is why Ronald Reagan brought in Arthur Laffer. And you
the
know
Laffer
the Laffer
curve. Yes, of course.
If
Explain
you,
it.
Laffer curve says that the higher you go up on taxes, the least incentive there is for people to make money.
Yeah.
Or to
And
try harder, or to
try-
earn more and work harder
Yeah.
and stay late and be an entrepreneur and
Exactly.
try to build something.
Exactly.
Go on.
But the lower you have taxes, you can actually lower taxes and you'll get more revenue because these people are going to actually be more incentivized
Yeah.
because they get to keep more. Arthur Laffer was the key advisor to Sam Brownback when he became governor of Kansas in 2012. You can look this up. People just have to Google Sam Brownback, Kansas, 2012. What happened with the great Kansas experiment? He did exactly what Arthur Laffer said. He slashed taxes for S corps, etc. Within, I think it was 2 or 3 years, the Republican legislature rose taxes because revenues had cratered so badly and they had so destroyed what was once the jewel of Kansas, their education system, their higher education system. They rose taxes.
Okay.
Well, there you go. I mean, there it is. Kansas provides compelling evidence of the failure of supply-side tax cuts,
Well, not
which is
every-
exactly what you're
Well,
do you
advocating.
know
wait
how
a
many?
minute,
Do
wait
you know
a
how many
minute.
case examples I can show of cutting taxes help states, helps companies,
Yes,
help people?
please show me one.
How do you think this company that
What?
we're sitting? Hold on,
Show me
Sam.
a state.
Sam, hold on.
Google the
You
state.
want to throw out some? How do you think this company
But
right
no,
here?
let him say that and respond to it. Okay, we want 1 million people to sport the Future Looks Bright gear. We are getting very close to it. We got something unique that came in. Just so you guys know, I only wear the Valuetainment wallet. This is all I have. I think the Adam's the same as well. But we got these new wallets, okay, that are RFID protected wallets to have with different Future Looks Bright signs on it. Rob, if you can go through, we got the red one, we got the black one. If you can go to the neck, all the colors so they can see it, beige, blue, gray, brown, you name it. We have it here. Anybody that places an order with these RFID wallets, you're going to get a leather keychain added to it with the Valuetainment logo design on it. Again, you sport the brand. You follow what we do. If you believe like we do that the future looks bright, go sport the gear. These will not last a long time. Just like the leather backpack didn't on Tuesday, that thing went in no time. Go place your order. Carry your wallet with this RFID wallet protector. Future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.